people streaming to the west, me too, and I was really unsure. I felt a little bit strange, and I saw the border guards standing at the side, and they looked very frustrated. Obviously, they saw their whole entire work or their job, which they did in their life, was everything for nothing. And the day before, they may still had the order to shoot somebody who tried to cross the border, and now people they looked very frustrated. But despite of that, I was a little bit strange. I felt a little bit strange. I asked somebody, but if I go there, we can come back, because I have heard in the news, as I mentioned before, that they give a stamp and they cannot come back. Officially, later they sure let them back. This was invalid then in the end, and they got a new ID card. But then I went to the west end over the bridge. It was in Bornholmer Straße. The Bösebrücke was this famous bridge where this happened. The bridge over the S-Bahn, over this S-Bahn station. And then I saw people strange. People got crazy. People crying, shedding tears of joy. People were hugging each other. People who never knew before or didn't knew each other before. And I admit, even me, I had a tear in my eye when I went there over the border. And then I was here short in the west, at the bridge, still at the bridge. A couple came in front of me. We were all of us in strange mood, and I was also funny because of enjoyment. And I said to them, "Hey, you go into the wrong direction. The west is there." And they said, "No. We are from the west. We live here at the other side, and we wanted to go this night. As we have heard, there's no control. We wanted to go to the east without paying this 25 Deutsche Mark for changing it into the worthless 25 East Mark." And because other time they had there was a forced change, money change for the West people who sure were allowed to go to the East, West Berlin people and also people from West Germany, but they had to a forced change of money, 25 euro, 25 Deutsche Mark into the worthless 25 East Mark, But okay, then I was talking to them a bit. They were nice, and I told them that my wife didn't want to come with me and so on. She don't know what she's missing here. I said, I feel we experience histories going on here, and then they said, I asked them how to get to Kurfürstendamm. This was the only street we knew in the east, and everybody was talking about Kurfürstendamm, and they said, you know what? They said, we don't need to go there to the east. You are very nice. It's very nice to talk to you. We help you to find there. We go together with you, and we know a restaurant there. We know the owner of the restaurant. We go there and we invite you for a glass of champagne. And then okay, we went back to the west, and they said, we pass in our house. They passed in their house because they want take other clothes and so on, and they gave me donation a city map for sure we didn't have mobile phones and these kind of things, internet and city map, and they gave me donation a city map here. If you in the next days, they said, if you in the next days you want to explore here, we give you the city map. This was amazing. Then I had the city map of West Berlin, and then we went to the bus. There were so many buses who bring the East people to the Kurfürstendamm. Everybody wants to go. And later they were saying in some TV broadcast about that day that BVG, Berlin BVG traffic transport for public transport, and that they called all the bus drivers who were at home, not in the job, if they had the chance to come, if they are available to go and drive buses. We need so many buses. These people, they are there at the border crossing, Bornholmer Straße, and they want to go to Kurfürst. And so many of them came, and so there are many buses took, and we also by bus. For East people was free to use the bus, the public transport in West Berlin anyway, and but nobody was asking for any ticket. We went to Kurfürstendamm. We went. They took me to this restaurant they were talking about before of their friends, and we came there, and I saw crowds of people inside. And I saw it were East people from the East, because you could recognize it from the clothes what they had dressed. Because sure, in the East we didn't have this nice and very fashionable clothes like they had in the West. If in the East we saw, for example, in the East, when we saw somebody from the West, we immediately recognized somebody from West Berlin, and then we went in there, and it was a surprise at the entrance. We received all of us a glass of champagne. The owner had decided for the celebration of this day, because of the celebration of this day, to give everybody a glass of champagne for free, and I guess. Anyway, because of these people from the East, they didn't have the money to pay a glass of champagne there or whatever. And now, okay, but it was very nice, and we drank this glass of champagne, and then my new friends, they said, actually, we wanted to invite you for a glass of champagne, and now we can do that. Now we will buy you a glass. And I said, no, please, this is super nice of you, but please, better let's go out, show me a little bit around. For example, I've never seen the Europa Center, never seen here Kaiser Wilhelm Gedächtnis Church, this ruined church there, very famous. And so on, and then they showed me around here, Kurfürstendamm, Tauentzienstraße, Europa Center we saw, and other things, and it was so interesting, it was so exciting. And meanwhile, and then we saw the big concert of this Trabant cars, this former GDR. Meanwhile, they had allowed the cars to go to the West, and lots of Trabant, this small GDR car, which we sat in the East. It was not a car; it was like a plastic box with wheels on it, because it was not made from metal but from plastic, because there was always a lack of metal in the economy of the former GDR. And then we hear this. They all put the horn in Kurfürstendamm, the concert with the horn, and of Trabant. Yeah, they were talking about it a lot after that, and also. And and then finally, my dear friends, they took me back by taxi, but we went by taxi back to their flat, and I went after that. Also, we stayed friends for a long time after that, with these people. But then I went home. I crossed the border because still my car was waiting there, and I went to my car and went home to my wife and laying down and sleeping 2 hours, and then the alarm clock was ringing, and I said to my wife, hey, I had a great experience this night. A dream come true. I was at Kurfürstendamm. She said, she didn't believe it. She said, oh, maybe you have dreamt it or what tonight or whatever. And I said, no, really, it's true. And then I switched on the radio besides of the bed, and then she listened to the news and she heard what was going on in the night. So that finally she believed me the story. And then actually the next days I went to the west again in order to explore the area the next day and the other days, and it was a very exciting time for me. Great experience, or greatest experience of my life, I must say.